Welcome to The Explainer. Look, if you live with persistent chronic pain, you know firsthand it isn't just a physical sensation, right? It's this overwhelming daily reality that completely tests your emotional resilience. So today, we're diving straight into the actual lived experience of pain. We're going to map out the science behind what's really happening in your body and brain, and more importantly, we'll build a practical, everyday toolkit so you can start taking back control. Let's jump right in.
So have you ever stopped to wonder why pain actually hurts so much? I mean, is it purely a physical sensation, just a bodily warning sign going off? Or does our mind play a role in this too? Now, for a really long time, people just assumed pain was nothing more than a biological alarm bell. But as we're about to see, the reality is way more complex. And honestly, it's a whole lot more fascinating. Let's look at how the International Association for the Study of Pain actually defines this. They call it an unpleasant sensory and emotional experience associated with actual or potential tissue damage. Did you catch that? They specifically include the word emotional. If you've ever felt like navigating a flare-up is just totally exhausting or spikes your anxiety, well, this official definition literally validates your lived experience. Science proves that pain inherently involves really deep emotional and psychological components.
In fact, pain breaks down into three interlocking elements. First up is the sensory experience. That's the literal physical hurt you feel. Second is the emotional experience, which covers the fear or sadness that just kind of rides alongside the pain. And third is the cognitive interpretation, which is how we mentally process and think about the discomfort. So chronic pain is truly a full mind-body experience. People might say it, but no, it is absolutely never just in your head. But your head is completely involved in how that pain is processed.
Section 1. Understanding your pain type. To really manage pain, we have to know what kind we're dealing with. Acute pain is what happens suddenly. It lasts for a short period and acts as a clear warning system, like when you get a cut, a burn, or a bad toothache. Chronic pain, though, that's when it lasts for more than 3 months and just keeps going long after an injury has supposedly healed. It's this exhausting reality where the body's warning alarm simply won't turn off. We're talking about things like arthritis or persistent migraines. We also have to look at the biological source of the pain. Nociceptive pain is caused by direct injury to your body tissues. Think of a pulled muscle or a bone fracture. Neuropathic pain, on the flip side, is caused by damage to the nerves themselves. Conditions like diabetic neuropathy or sciatica fill into this bucket. Understanding this specific biological distinction is absolutely crucial because it dictates the best medical approach for actually finding relief.
Section 2. The Holistic Management Toolkit. Okay, so we start with the medical baseline, pharmacological management. These are the medications prescribed by your doctor, ranging from NSAIDs and paracetamol to stronger options like opioids or local anesthetics. And let me be clear, these are incredibly important tools, and they should always be used under strict medical supervision. But to truly manage persistent pain and build a sustainable everyday toolkit, we really need to look beyond just the medicine cabinet.
And that brings us to relaxation techniques. When you're living with chronic pain, things like deep belly breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, or guided meditation, they aren't just feel-good buzzwords, they are active, powerful interventions. By doing something as simple as deep breathing, you're actively reducing the physical muscle tension that often guards your pain. You're literally lowering your brain's perception of the hurt by taking control and calming down your nervous system. Another real game changer is cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. CBT helps you identify and actually change those negative, catastrophic thoughts that almost always tag along with persistent pain. By reshaping how we interpret a flare-up, CBT improves our coping skills and builds immense emotional resilience. And when this is practiced alongside connecting with support groups, it dramatically reduces those heavy feelings of anxiety and isolation that can make pain feel so unmanageable. Also, do not underestimate the power of simply shifting your focus. A huge part of managing long-term discomfort is creating a daily schedule that balances your necessary rest with gentle movement and active distraction. When you force your brain to focus on something else, whether that's reading, playing a game, or getting lost in music, you're basically competing for your brain's bandwidth. By weaving this into your daily schedule, you can actually dial down the volume of the physical pain sensation. Next up are physical and complementary therapies. Things like exercise and physiotherapy are absolutely vital for reducing daily stiffness. As any good physical therapist will advise, the goal here is to perform gentle stretching to improve your mobility safely without ever pushing through sharp acute pain.